It was started as a good idea by some small machinery manufacturers in Lincolnshire who clubbed together and thought they would have a show purely for Lincolnshire machinery manufacturers. And the first event was held at the Lincolnshire Showground, and it really grew a little bit from then. And then eventually it was decided that they would have people from outside the county. We were very magnanimous at that time, you know, we had some foreigners in from outside the county, and then it outgrew itself at Lincolnshire Showground, and it was then brought over to the Newark Showground, and we began to develop it from there. And over the last 5 years it has taken off with a lot of the major multinationals, a lot of international companies joining in to make it the show it is now.
How significant would you say LAMMA was in the current agricultural climate?
LAMMA Show has grown immensely over the last few years. It's obviously been helped by the Royal Show, demise of the machinery section, and more significantly the closure of the Royal Smithfield Show. It is now the premier winter event for the farm machinery industry in the UK and overseas. There's plenty of overseas faces here, and the show have even brought in journalists from Denmark and Germany and Holland. Yes, it's a premier event for the UK.
The original aim again was to keep the thing low cost for everybody. It was free for farmers to come in, free for car parking, and all the stand charges were quite low because we wanted the small man to have his day, and we've kept it like that. We do, as I said, have a lot of the major multinationals in, and we welcome them very much because they bring a lot to the show. But we also have kept faith with the smaller man, and we've kept the show costs down. And the LAMMA Show is really probably the only one that some of these lads will come to throughout the year because they can't afford to go to the national shows, and this is the only national show they can come to. From the farmer's point of view, it's free, and he gets a very good day out because he's got a lot of things to look at. He's got virtually everything you can imagine now. I've often said, you know, you can get anything from a combine to a cotter pin here, and that's really why I think it's become so successful.
One of the better shows, it's the time of the year when we're not doing very much anyway, and there's a lot to see. It's local to where we are, so we can afford the day just to come and have a look around, see what's about, see what new machinery there is to either purchase or, you know, just to look at the variation of machinery.
How important is it to have a machinery event within the agricultural industry?
It's essential. As a farmer, it's your showcase. You know, we can look through magazines, etc., but there's nothing like looking at the metal and looking and talking to the people face to face. Shows are also a very good social gathering, not just for people who work here, but for the farmers. It's a very lonely trade, farming now, and to come out with your friends and discuss it. There's a lot of social networking going on. I think that's the term they use nowadays. But there's business being done. And also for the British manufacturing industry, we tend to forget that farming, big multinational companies may rule supreme with their big colour advertisements, but there's thousands and hundreds of little companies, and it's essential for them to be able to have somewhere they can show their products to farmers in a cost-effective platform. It's free to come in, it's extremely well organised. The only problem is it's extremely cold, but you know, we work outside, the majority of us, so it's a very important event for the farming industry. And what is really encouraging to see that last year's show was one of the biggest, and it's a third bigger this year. 618 exhibitors, some from Southern Ireland, many coming over from continental Europe as well.
I come really because it's the right time of the year. It's just after Christmas. We're not as busy as other times. Typical agriculture. It's free to get in and free to park your car, so that's good. And also, there's no other show like it now in England. It's a pure machinery show. There's nothing put on for the general public. It's just people interested in machinery, and it's at the right time of the year for people to look at their shopping list to buy for the summer.
And where do you think you're drawing farmers in from? Is this a truly national event, would you say?
Oh yes, it's a truly national event. We have people from Aberdeen, we have people from South Wales, we have people from the Southwest, people from Kent. It is from all corners of the country. Okay, there's a lot of people from locally, and there isn't the volume of people from these extended areas, but there's a lot of people come down.
This is pure business. These are the shows that we like coming to because it's pure business. We don't want car boot sales. This is the show. This is the sort of show we want to come to. The machinery is here. Everything we want to see is here. We haven't got to wander very far for it.
I think the numbers on the ground are the first thing. You can tell that farmers are coming out. Although I said it's a social event, farmers are still buying farm machinery. There's no doubt about that. The larger corporations and the big farming companies, they've got replacement policies. Every 5 years they're going to change a machine, regardless of the economic climate. Smaller farmers are changing machinery. There's a lot of moves to minimum tillage, uprating their equipment to meet the demands of producing wheat at £100 a tonne. This is essentially a cereals show. It's in the big cereals and arable growing area, and I think that's what's focusing minds at the moment. It's interesting to see also there's a lot of new sprayers coming onto the market here, and it seems to be a developing area. It's those types of machinery that farmers will invest their money in, because the sprayer is probably the most important machine on the farm now, and you know, if they're going to spend money, they're going to spend it on something that will produce a return, and that's certainly a sprayer.
In some ways it's a little bit difficult, because how much bigger can we get? We don't want to charge the farmers to come in. We don't want to charge the exhibitors too much money. Costs inevitably rise, and over the last 5 years, I suppose, the growth of the show has slightly outpaced the growth in the costs. So we haven't had to put rates up too heavily. But if we end up with either a reduction in stand numbers or a dramatic increase in costs, we may have to raise rates a little bit.
I've always been concerned about the level of theft and protection and security on farms. It seems to be getting worse and worse. You never hear another day where a machine has been stolen from a farm. Just spoken to somebody yesterday who said that half of all the ATVs sold in this country are stolen, which is extraordinary. And yesterday I heard about a new immobiliser system for tractors, because every tractor seems to be has always used the same key. Very, very high cost investment. You wouldn't dream of leaving your car not locked in the countryside, but tractors are very easy to steal. A low cost immobiliser system where you use a PIN card, a PIN number to start the tractor, and without the PIN number it won't start.
If it isn't broken, why do we want to fix it? And we will work hard to make sure that we can keep it going in the same sort of way it is. There are more and more farmers coming. There are more and more exhibitors wanting to come. We have people now, we've got one exhibitor here now from Slovenia. We have companies from France, from Denmark, from Sweden. So the sky really is the limit, provided we can handle it. And as a bunch of amateurs, which we are, we have to keep working at it.
It's a grassroots event. It always has as a grassroots event, and they've never lost sight of the guys who were first exhibiting in those halls in Lincolnshire. Some of those manufacturers are still here. For example, the manufacturer Sumo started off at one of the first LAMMA shows, was his first introduction, now a big major manufacturer in the UK. As I said earlier, it's the showcase for these guys. It gives them an opportunity, but they've never lost sight of that. It's a low cost, or it's a cost-effective way for the farmers to see machinery and for the machinery manufacturers to exhibit.